Hello, book lovers. I'm Peg, the book prize addict, coming to you today from Missouri in the Midwest of the U.S. It's almost Easter here. It's coming tomorrow, and I'm visiting with my mother, who I've mentioned before on here is a porcelain painter, and we have on display here up there Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny that she painted up. And we also have some real living jonquils, flowers that we just picked out of the yard because it's supposed to snow tomorrow on Easter Sunday. So we thought we might as well bring them in and enjoy them. So, but anyway, today's still sort of warm and I was able to go for a walk. But the big exciting news is there was a book prize awarded just last night. On the West Coast that I have been looking at pretty carefully. I haven't talked about it before, but I have been following it. It's one of my favorite science fiction prizes, and it's called the Philip Dick Award. Now, just a little bit about Philip Dick. I'm sure some of you have heard about him and know probably a lot more than I do about him because he's really one of the most famous in history science fiction writers. He died in the early 1980s, but he had written by that time 44 books and 120 short stories. Now, a little few facts about him. The genre that he is put in not only is science fiction, but what's called paranoid fiction and philosophical fiction. And if you've read any of his books, I think you'll understand. I should have read more than I have, but I know they are going to involve a lot of thought, and I want to give myself time with them. Also, the literary movement that he is posted in is called the Postmodern Movement, which I've heard about on BookTube quite a bit lately. Now, I believe that Curtis Books and Films is not only written on postmodernism, but is kind of a specialist on Philip Dick. So Curtis, if you're out there, give us a link to either one of your videos on Philip Dick or just something that, if you have something to tell us more about him or what to read first if people want to read him. Anyway, but as I said, he's 9 of his books have been made into films, with the most famous one being The Blade Runner, and of course we have a sequel to it just out this year. Some of his books that are quite famous are The Man in the High Castle, Do Androids Dream of American Sheep, and A Scanner Darkly. I in fact saw the film from A Scanner Darkly, and they're all strange, quirky, mind-boggling, I would say. You need to think about them, which I like, but I just need to do more of them. Anyway, so there is an award given called the Philip Dick Award, sponsored by his trust, and it was awarded last night at a science fiction convention. It's called the Northwest Con, held up in, I believe, Seattle, in the Northwest somewhere. And the Philip Dick Award is awarded to distinguished science fiction novel that was originally published in paperback form. So now that we're getting a lot of original in paperback form, it does include a lot. And this is one that I was actually following pretty closely and had read most on the list, and actually had read the winner. Some of the ones that were on the list that did not win but were very interesting, and you've probably heard of them if you follow science fiction at all. Some of the others were Six Wakes, All Systems Red, Revenger, After the Flare. After the Flare actually got a special kind of award, but not the big winner. And the big winner was a book called Bannerless. Now, I don't have my usual iPad to show you stuff, but there's the cover of Bannerless by Carrie Vaughn, and I really super enjoyed this one. It's another kind of dystopian type novel that takes place in the future, and it takes place mostly along a strip of land called the Coast Road in some unknown country. And the world building is very good. You could picture, I could easily picture the world they had built for themselves along those. And there's a mysterious murder that takes place along this road. There's different districts along it, and a woman investigator who investigates this. Now, the term bannerless is they're trying to keep population in control in this new world. I guess that was part of the problem with the old one that's not there. And people live in sort of family groups, not necessarily male, female, equal, or whatever. But in order to have a baby in their group, they have to prove that they can support it and other things about themselves, in which case they put out a banner, which means they either have a child or will be having a child soon, and it's much contention, and everybody wants to have a banner. This is the start of a series, and I am really looking forward to the next one. It had a good mystery plot to it, good characterization, and left room for a lot more stories along that. So if you're at all interested in science fiction, this is the first of several good ones that are going to be coming along here in the next few months. So anyway, just wanted to report that. Have a happy Easter if you celebrate it, or just a nice weekend off. Bye.